Hey guys, Heretic You here with another Malifaux battle report. This one's a little bit different. Gonna try it in the style of Crazy Carl for a couple of reasons. One, the terrain was really nice, and two, I just thought it would be cool to give it a try and be able to reflect on the battle. So this is a 30 soulstone scrap between Niccodem and Lady J. One of the major reasons why I went with this style battle report is because, as you can see here, the terrain is really nice. It's the nicest terrain I've ever had the privilege of playing on. This is at a game store called At Ease. It's in Poway, near San Diego. And we also went with a special kind of themed out strategy, a modified version of Claim Jump. You see the wizard tower in the middle there. We kind of created the story that there's some ancient tomes that the resurrectionists were trying to get. The guild had destroyed the tower, but enough of it was left, so Lady J had come to finish the job. So the way it works is basically it's scoring by round or turn as opposed to the end of the game. So whoever at the end of a particular turn has the most models in there would score a victory point. The only exception to that would be the first turn. So everything after the second turn, you would see who had the most significant models in the tower would score the victory point. So it ended up being a really cool battle, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's go on to the crews. This is John's crew. This is his Lady Justice crew, and he went with Pale Rider, the judge there, 2 Death Marshals, Executioner, and of course Lady J. We also decided that it'd be cool if we went with the Master Specific scheme and the one faction scheme. So he took Lady Souls to Rest, which is Lady J's specific scheme, and he took Raid. So very good anti-resurrectionist crew. A lot of ways to get rid of corpse counters. So this is going to be a pretty interesting battle for me. Now, I just painted up the alt Niccodem, so I was excited to use him. So Niccodem, I have a Punk Zombie, Rotten Bell, Crooked Man, the Necropunk, and Mortimer, and a Grave Spirit. And I also went with Niccodem's Master Specific scheme and Army of the Dead. So we can see here a little bit of the deployment. Nothing too special. We went with the standard deployment. I like to keep everyone close to Niccodem just because he's got that Bolster Undead and the Fog. And there's going to be a lot of shooting, so I figured, everyone's kind of stay close to Niccodem, with the exception of Mortimer, who, his job was to spread corpse counters on the table. So turn 1, Rotten Bell and the Crooked Man there, just kind of setting up their play, which is, and then you can see the guild there moving up. The only thing of note in turn 1 for me, anyways, was that I did get Exhume off early with Mortimer. So you can see that corpse counter in the corner there, and pretty much that's his job, man. I mean, he's just gonna be casting Exhume and hopefully getting a corpse counter in every corner, because that's Niccodem's Master Specific scheme. Now for the guild, Dead Rider was giving me all kinds of problems all day. I mean, he's immune to influence, so Niccodem's spells aren't going to be effective against him. Here he is. He's early in the game taking a shot at the Necropunk, and it took him down to his hard to wound. And pretty much the Dead Rider was free to roam around all day. Hindsight, I should have took something like a Henri or something to take away that immune to willpower duels. See here, Guild is moving up, ready to claim the first of the objective points, or strategy points, I should say. He basically double walked his whole crew turn 1. For me, several failed leap attempts with the Necropunk. I couldn't get a mass this whole game, you know, and when I did, you know, I really needed it for fog. So this is a shot of Lady J coming in to support her her crew there. So, you know, Guild is basically gonna occupy the tower and kind of hold out, and the zombies are gonna try to, you know, scratch their way in, and it's gonna look, you know, to me it's very cinematic and very cool. Niccodem does his thing, casts you know, fog and bolster undead, and the grave spirit attaches himself to Niccodem. Was pretty sure, you know, with Lady J's scheme announced that having, you know, +2 armor will help if Lady J gets into combat with Niccodem, which is a really bad scenario for me to be in. So you know, having that +2 armor is a great thing. Plus, it's, you know, it's a 1 soulstone totem, and it's awesome. Here's another shot of Pale Rider. Again, he was just roaming around, picking off targets left and right. This turn, he decided to go after Mortimer, and did a couple of points to Mortimer, and then Mortimer quickly ran away. And as you can see, another corpse counter from a successful exhume, and it is on the other side of the table. So I have 2 table quarters with corpse counters. So good job, Mortimer there. Judge moves up into the tower, and it looks like the Guild's ready to just kind of hold out for the defense. I cast Shafted, just to sort of protect Niccodem, to discourage any charges, and start moving my pieces closer to the tower there. At the end of turn 2, he has 3 models, and I don't have any in the tower, so he scored the first point of the game. And then coming up on turn 3, I immediately cast Shafted again. This was important because he decided to activate Lady J. This is probably the best story of the game. It looks weird from this angle, but basically she is close enough to activate that shafted marker. And he flips a red Joker. And I don't know, I just thought it was funny. I mean, it's this whole Lady J thing, you know, blind sword fighter. I mean, could smell a dead corpse from probably a mile away with enhanced senses and whatnot when you're blind, but you know, can't see the mine shaft. So I could just imagine this blind sword fighter chick falling to her death, you know, snapping her neck. And plus the whole store kind of erupted. This is the one time I wish I was actually filming, just to get everybody's reaction. I mean, I know it's probably bad of us to laugh at the, you know, physically impaired, but to be fair, she's imaginary. So you know, and I've always been on the losing end of a Lady J fight, so watching her fall to her death is hilarious. Also, you know, my Crooked Man was like the star of my crew for this game. He does a lot more. He's not even done after killing Lady J. But when Lady J's dead, the rest of my crew decides to make their push. I did get leap off on the Necropunk, so he's in the tower there. The punk zombie moves in, and not much else going on there. Everyone's just sort of getting ready for the inevitable charge. Here we see the punk zombie did actually charge, and did a couple points to the exorcist, and he retaliates with the dead rider, you know, kind of hunting down Mortimer there, and did enough damage to him to actually take him out this turn. Niccodem, I'm not sure what Niccodem. I think he cast a Decay in there and got a couple points of damage on the Exorcist. Then I charged the. This is later on, a new turn, I believe. The Crooked Man charges the Exorcist and then does a lot of damage. A lot of people don't realize that Crooked Man damage, especially when he's bolstered. He's actually pretty good in hand-to-hand combat there. So I've got another corpse counter there. The judge flurries on the punk zombie and turns him into a corpse counter. So then at this point, I activate Niccodem and summon a Flesh Construct. He does a couple points to the Death Marshal, but then my opponent was flipping really high this game. I mean, really high. I would summon something, and then he would just take it down. So you see that they kind of ganged up on the Death Marshal. Here I have the Rotten Bell casting Lure on the Death Marshal, taking him out. But they were able to take out the Flesh Construct pretty quickly. And there's poor Mortimer. He's dead. So there's a ton of corpse counters in this game, and there's this great vision. For my opponent, the judge was just killing stuff left and right, and I was able to summon a rogue neck, and then the judge takes it out, so it becomes more corpse counters, and you can just imagine this kind of cinematic scene where the zombies are pouring in through the walls. At that point, though, my opponent conceded. He'd lost a lot of models, and he obviously couldn't get Lady Souls to rest, and he couldn't get raid at that point, and he was losing tower points. So we did some rough math, and finally we came up with the score of he scored 2 early on for controlling the tower, and then I scored for 1 for Army of the Dead and Niccodem's special scheme, and I had the rest of the tower. So I had 5-2, a very fun game, and I hope you enjoyed this style of battle report.